Seth Rogen, looking good, but thanks for coming back to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here. Look at this.
You know, we talk about your parents a lot on the show. They're both funny and nice and supportive of you.
Very supportive.
And you're a very successful kid, so they really I like that they.
I am.
Yeah, they don't need you to be that supportive.
I am a successful kid.
Yeah, you are. And but your mom recently you tweeted this out and it made me laugh. You said, "Did my mother just email the head of a major movie studio to get them to hurry up and greenlight our movie?" Yes, she did. Is this true?
That is true. My mother. I guess had the email. She asked me what I'm doing, and I've been writing a movie with my partner Evan for years, and she had read the script and she really liked it, and we kept not hearing if they were going to make it, and then she called me one day and she's like, you know, I have the email of the head of the studio. I'm going to email him and tell him to make your movie, and I was like, okay, go for it. Honestly, like, I've always heard nepotism is a big thing in Hollywood. I've never gotten to participate in that in any way. I've worked with a lot of kids, actors, sons of famous actors, daughters, and so I thought, email the head of the studio. And she did, and it did not work.
You gotta try. You gotta try. That's such a good
Gotta try.
move.
So if your mother offers to email your boss, say no, I guess. Is kinda...
I think great job, Mom. Yeah. Great job. Your parents must have been excited that you're in a Steven Spielberg movie.
They were really, really, really excited. They were very proud of me.
What is it like to get a call from Steven Spielberg?
It was crazy. At first, I was nervous. I thought I was in trouble, or for something. I've made a lot of bad jokes over the years, probably some that he would find offensive, I would imagine.
You thought he was throwing you out of Hollywood?
Yeah, maybe I was just getting kicked out, but
that's
no,
what happens.
That's what happens. Spielberg calls, he's like, you're out.
Yeah, I would get nervous too.
I would get scared, but no, he...
I heard that you were the first person he thought of.
I was. I was told that he had a script and he wanted me to read it, and he didn't tell me what it was about, but he was going to offer me a role in it, which actually made me nervous, because I knew no matter what the role was, I had to take it, even if it was a terrible one.
Yes.
And I also didn't know what kind of movie it was. And I was like, am I going to be a dinosaur? Like, what am I going to be exactly? I did always like that dinosaur that spits phlegm, because I am a phlegmy person. So I always thought, wow, if there was one I could do, it's that one.
I know that one.
But I didn't. No, it was actually a deeply personal film, and and he wanted me to play someone inspired by his uncle, Benny. Bernie was the real guy, and Benny is the character.
Do you get nervous when you're acting in front of Steven Spielberg?
Yes, a little bit, but what's interesting is we shot the movie during COVID, so he was wearing a mask the entire time we were shooting, and so he didn't look like Steven Spielberg. He just looked like a short Jewish guy in a mask. And if there's one thing I'm very comfortable around, it's short Jewish guys like that. That's my bread and butter right there. Yeah, that's my. And so so I was actually not I wasn't that nervous when we were making the movie, but now that we're promoting the movie, I'm seeing him a lot without the mask, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Steven Spielberg.
I love you.
Yeah, I love, big fan.
Did you ask him for advice? Because I know you direct as well, and
I didn't know how he was going to direct, and I didn't know what kind of feedback he would give and how that would go. So the first day, we start shooting and we do a take, and I'm like, I go back to where he's standing, and I'm like, I'm looking for feedback.
Of course.
And he is just sobbing uncontrollably. And I thought, oh no, I'm so bad he's crying.
His whole thing's a disaster.
And he's going to fire me right now, and he's going to say, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
But no, it's such a deeply personal movie that he cried a lot, actually. When the scenes were happening, you would go back and he would be weeping. And it felt, I never thought it would feel great to make Steven Spielberg cry all the time.
Wow.
But it did. It felt wonderful. I'd make him cry right now if I could.
That's so cool that it was that personal.
It was really strange.
And I heard that he made you change your look a little bit for this.
A little bit, yeah. So the character that the character is based on had a very receding hairline, like pretty far back. So I went to set a few days before I started shooting, and he was like, I want you to cut back your hairline so it looks like you're going much more bald than you are. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's a big thing for me, but I will, how do you say no to Steven Spielberg? So obviously I go back and I do it, and to me it's very drastic, and I'm like, oh my God, it's all anyone's gonna talk about. I'm gonna see everyone, they're like, oh my God. And instead, I kept running into people I know and seeing them, and no one said anything. And that made me realize, like, to them, I'm balding. I was already balding. It wasn't a shift. I was already a balding guy.
And
I am a balding guy. And so then I realized I'm a balding guy. So that was a big moment for me. And then you got to ask yourself, are you going to do something about it? Because a lot of actors do something about it. You look great. I don't know if you're doing a thing, but it's working. Whatever is going on there.
No, I'm not doing anything. This is real.
That is all good, because I work with a lot of actors who, like, now in their career, they have more hair than when they started, which is a real thing. And it's a stressful double life they have as a balding actor who is pretending to not be balding. And I don't know if I could bear that weight. But, I mean, truthfully, go watch the first Avengers and Avengers Endgame. They all have more hair in Endgame. Every single one of them. With the snap, their hair went. 50% of their hair came back.
This movie is, like you said, very personal, and man, it tugs at the heartstrings, and it's getting great reviews. Everyone, top to bottom, is getting great reviews on this film.
Yeah.
Congratulations on this.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be a part of it.
Can we set it up in any ways?
This is a scene, where Sammy is the character who is kind of representative of a young Steven Spielberg. He's kind of debating whether or not to give up filmmaking, and my character is trying to convince him to not give it up, basically.
Here we go. I want to show everyone a clip here. Seth Rogen in The Fabelmans. Take a look at this.
They're going to change the whole goddamn world, so this was the right decision. For all sorts of reasons. Yeah, so I'm happy for you. You know I am. But I'm gonna miss you. All of you, a lot. You think whatever bad things you want about me, kiddo, but you stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart. You will break her heart, I mean it. She doesn't deserve that, not from anybody, least of all from you.
Ah, come on. That's how you do it, buddy. Seth Rogen right there, The Fabelmans, is in select theaters now and opens in theaters everywhere. November 23rd. More Tonight Show after the break. Stick around.
Hey, hey.